14th meeting of the RTM. Could I ask that the clerk call the roll?
John Donovan. Here. Michael Hurley. Here. Jay Lipp. Here. Gaylord Meyer. Eric Sunman. Pete Ambrose. Here. Catherine Burstein. Here. Nathaniel Schindler. Here. Jeff Steele. Here. Keith Varian. Here. Ed Bateson. Here. Laura Devlin. Here. Hank Ferentz. Here. Dave McKenzie. Here. Mary McCullough. Here. Heather Dean. Present. Joe DiMartino. Here. Bill Gerber. Here. Joe Palmer. Here. Cindy Waldron. Here. Josh Garskoff. Here. Lauren O'Brien. Here. Andrew Semmel. Here. Ruth Smay. Here. Carol Way. Here. Julie Gottlieb. Here. Alan Marks. Here. Sheila Marmion. Here. Jay Walk. Here. Liz Ezema. Here. Jen Hochberg. Here. Kevin Hopkins. Here. Eric Newman. Here. Phil Pierce. Hal Schwartz. Here. Kathy Braun. Here. Alex Durrell. Jason Lee. Present. Tom McCarthy. Here. Jeff Millerano. Pam Iacono. Here. Ellen Jacob. Here. Laura McCardle. Here. Carol Pontrelli. Here. Chris Timniak. Here. Brian Caffarelli. Here. Brian Farnan. Here. Ray Newberger. Here. Bill Perugini. Here. Bruce Ryan.
Thank you. Could I ask you all to please stand and face the flag and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, and then I ask that you also remain standing for a moment of silence. And would you please keep the Dewey family in your hearts. They sent their daughter back to school, and she was killed last Friday. Thank you very much. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to consider and act upon the minutes of the regular meeting held on June 23rd, 2014. Are there any edits to be made to the minutes as presented? Seeing none, I'd like a motion. Edward Bateson, followed by Representative Dean. Thank you. All in favor of accepting the minutes as presented signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Abstentions? Representative Schindler. Okay, next item on the agenda is item number 3, to consider and act upon the following reappointment to the Ethics Commission as recommended by the Board of Selectmen. Jill Kelly, Republican of 158 Reading Road, a term of July 2014 to 2016. I see Mrs. Kelly is in the audience this evening. Does any member have any questions for Mrs. Kelly? Seeing none. Any member of the public have any questions for Mrs. Kelly? Seeing none. I'll entertain a motion to I should have done this first. Discuss. Representative Iacono, followed by Representative Hurley. Thank you. All in favor of the reappointment of Jill Kelly, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Congratulations, and thank you for continuing to serve. The next item to consider is item number 4, to consider and act upon the following appointment to the Ethics Commission as recommended by the Board of Selectmen. Christopher J. Brogan, Democrat of 90 Southwood Road, term July 2014 to 2016. I have a motion to discuss. Representative, pardon me? Okay. Motion to discuss. Representative Parents, thank you. Second, Representative Schwartz, thank you very much for everyone's help tonight. Are there any questions from the members of the body for Mr. Brogan, who is present here this evening? Seeing none. Are there any questions from the members of the public to Mr. Brogan? Seeing none, back to the body. All in favor of the appointment of Christopher Brogan, to the Ethics Commission, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Thank you once again for your continued service to the town of Fairfield, both of you. Next item is item number 5, to consider and act upon the following reappointments to the Town Facilities Commission as recommended by the Board of Selectmen. Harry R. Ackley, Republican of 25 Wagon Hill Road, term July 2014 to 17. Kenneth D. Jones, Democrat of 320 Forest Road, of term of July 2014 to 2017. And Howard Rosenbaum, unaffiliated, of 151 Wilton Road, term 2014 to 17. I understand Mr. Jones is on his way. Mr. Ackley and Mr. Rosenbaum are here and are willing to take any questions. So I have a motion to discuss. Representative Iacono, a second by Representative Hochberg. Thank you. Any questions for any of the members of the Town Facilities Commission? Certainly. Representative Ackley, could you stand for us? And Mr. Rosenbaum, thank you. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Mr. Jones is on his way. Mr. Ackley assured me. Yes, he was going to let me know when he was here. We were just moving a little more swiftly than we anticipated. How would you like to proceed? Yes, you can. All in favor of approving these members, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Representative DiMartino? Thank you. Thank you for your continued service on the Town Facilities Commission. Item number 6, to hear a report from the Penfield Building Committee, has been withdrawn. We're moving on to item number 7, which is to hear, consider, and act upon the following resolution as recommended by the Board of Finance. Resolved that the bond resolution entitled, "A Resolution Amending and Restating the Bond Resolution Adopted by the Representative Town Meeting on February 24, 2014, entitled, A Resolution Appropriating a Sum Not to Exceed $1,478,766 for the cost of certain non-recurring capital projects and authorizing the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, to reallocate bond proceeds between project categories and reduce appropriation and bond authorization by $85,000, consisting of 5 pages, be and hereby is approved." I have a motion to discuss. Representative Schwartz, seconded by Representative Marmion. Any questions from members of the body regarding this item? Seeing none, any members of the public have any questions on item number 7? Seeing none, I'm going to come back to the body. All in favor of the resolution as read, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you very much. Moving right on to item number 8. To hear, consider, and act upon the following resolution as recommended by the Board of Finance. Resolved that the bond resolution entitled, "A Resolution Amending and Restating a Resolution Adopted by the Representative Town Meeting on June 24, 2013, entitled, A Resolution Appropriating $14,485,766 for the costs associated with the expansion and renovation of Riverfield Elementary School and authorizing the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, to increase the appropriation and bond authorization to $16,349,319, consisting of 7 pages, be and hereby is approved. A motion to discuss. Representative Marks, seconded by Representative Lee. Questions from members of the body? Representative McCarthy. While Mr. McCarthy makes his way to the microphone, I want to take the opportunity to thank Mr. Quinn for all the information that you have provided to us since our committee meetings of last week. Thank you.
I think I got it.
To your mark.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Tom McCarthy, District 8. I don't see Mr. Quinn in the no. Oh, I do see Mr. Quinn. I won't hold it against you. Obviously, this additional expense comes as a surprise, and I think we need to address it. My concern, well, I mean, it's already been addressed. We have a consent decree. The town already, for all intents, agreed to abide by what is understand to be EPA ruling and not likely to change. But given that fact, and we have more schools to renovate, I view this in some respects as a game changer that we have operating now under new rules where PCBs can no longer be encapsulated and must be removed in order to address. If that's the case, I think going forward we need to expand our view of how we estimate costs of projects, and you know, it may potentially give us pause at the increased costs of new projects. And I know there's a number of projects at this point in time in the pipeline, and perhaps that's something we need to reevaluate.
Any other comments or questions from the body? Representative Braun.
Can you hear me? I initially had reservations about this, partly because we didn't have all the detail in the backup. We have it now. So my question was answered that the cost is a little bit higher than what the option was because of owner soft costs. And I understand that legal, accounting, different types of valuations and things like that. So I do support this. We do have to have it done, and it makes more sense to do it when we're doing the rest of the project. So I do support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the body? Seeing none, I'm going to go to the public. Any comments or questions from members of the public? Please come to the microphone, and for the record, please state your name and address.
Nikki Vanosky.
If I could ask you, Nikki, just to step over. There you go.
1485
See on the mark there, Jerry?
Brookside Drive. Good? Okay. Nikki Vanosky, 1485 Brookside Drive. I just wanted to ask you for your continued support of the Riverfield School building renovation and expansion. Over the past several years, I've watched the project move through the town bodies, parents, staff, board members. I've seen teachers come out in support of it, and community members that have spent many, countless hours advocating for the project. Ultimately, the project's been set in motion. The Riverfield School Building Committee has been working tirelessly to make sure that the project's moving forward, and again, I ask for your support tonight. The PCBs found in the walls need to be removed, and at this point, it really shouldn't change the direction of the project as presented and passed and approved by this board along with the other boards in town. And it's my request that the PCB removal can be done within the scope of this existing project. The other thing I wanted to mention is the issue of Riverfield School is not just a parent-school community. It's used for programs throughout our town. It's a community building. It's a town building. It's nestled within 3 different neighborhoods, and it backs up to wetlands. So I think that if we all keep in mind that it does affect our town as a community, the people who use the buildings throughout the year, not just the students and the parents that I know we've all heard from. I just wanted to remind you that it is important that we do support the removal of the PCBs, and that we do, at the same time, keep our existing project as it's already been approved and gotten underway intact. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any further comments from the public? Seeing none, I'm going to come back to the body for a vote. Okay, and we're voting on item number 8. Does everybody hear me okay? Okay. Everybody, would you please signify by saying aye? If, you jumped the gun there, but I got the point. Any opposed? Opposed, Representative Malaragno, and abstentions. Seeing none, thank you. Moving right on to item number 9. The item passes. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. To hear, consider, and act upon the following resolution as recommended by the Board of Finance. Resolved that the memorandum of understanding between the Town of Fairfield and the State of Connecticut Department of Public Works, now DAS, regarding the state rebuilding of the Fairfield Regional Fire Training Center be and hereby is approved. Can I have a motion to discuss? Representative Ferentz, followed by Representative Marmion. Any comments or questions from members of the body? I see that Assistant Chief Tracy is here this evening, if anybody has any questions, who actually did a very thorough presentation. So, any questions from anyone? Oh, seeing none. Are there any questions from members of the public? Okay, seeing none, back to the body. All in favor of the resolution as read, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you very much, and thank you very much for your time, Assistant Chief Tracy. All right, next item on the agenda is the supplemental item, sense of the body, in regards to item 8-30G. Oh, item number 10. Oh, no, it was ruled. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, item number 10. Is item number 10 ready to come out of LNA? Okay. Thank you very much. Moving on. We're not going to set any records here tonight, I know it, but we're doing pretty well. So the next item is the supplemental item in accordance with, supplemental item by Representatives Braun, O'Brien, and Jacob on Article 8-30. Does anybody wish to speak to that item? What? They would. They haven't withdrawn it yet. They weren't.
Oh, I thought you.
That's right.
Is this thing working?
Okay. You're good.
There's been some great activity recently. There was a wonderful meeting at Pequot Library, and we have a meeting coming up by the Affordable Housing Committee on September 10th. There's such great activity, we have decided to withdraw this sense of the body resolution. Kathy, Ellen, and I.
Thanks. Yeah, so here's a plug for the September 10th affordable housing plan. It's a new plan they've worked on in a long time. They've worked hard. It's got lots of details, and I urge all of you to go to the town website, and maybe Mary can even send us all a link so you can find it right away.
Here?
I will.
Okay.
Getting there. Okay, so it's right here, September 10th. It's a Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock. And, but we do urge you to take a good look at the plan, share it with your constituents, and come on September 10th with your ideas, your thoughts, your concerns, because we've been given an engraved invitation to be part of this planning. So we're a town that's growing, and growth needs planning. I hope you'll all be there. Thanks.
I support the withdrawal. We all withdraw it. I'm satisfied that our town is involved in proactive affordable housing activity, and I'd like to see what the Affordable Housing Committee presents, and we'll continue on from there. Thank you.
Thank you. I do have some information that was left for me, and I do want to follow up that, and thank you all very much for all the hard work that you did on this issue. The Affordable Housing Committee will be holding a second public workshop on Wednesday, September 10th at 7 p.m. in this room. This workshop will provide an opportunity for Fairfield residents to consider the changing housing needs of our community and discuss the priorities and strategies that are outlined in the updated Affordable Housing Plan. After the public workshop, the committee will finalize the report and deliver it to the Board of Selectmen as they had requested. Okay. Next item on the agenda is to consider and act upon any matters presented to said meeting in which may be properly acted upon under the rules of the representative town meeting. Now, I understand we have a new item to discuss. Representative Pontrelli. I'm looking right at her. Come on up, Carol.
Just got to see if it's on. Is this on? Yes. Carol Pontrelli, District 9. I want to make a statement in the form of an RTM sense of the body. I'll read it. It's probably about a minute long. We in the Fairfield RTM request the Penfield Building Committee, PBC, to prepare and present a set of proposals for the Penfield site that will consider and incorporate the requests made by town residents at the Penfield Building Committee meeting held on August 14th, 2014, and at the public hearing held August 27th, 2013. Whereas the original charge of the Penfield Building Committee, as adopted by the Board of Selectmen on October 16th, 2013, states that the committee, quote, shall be guided by the flood mitigation plan, comments from the public, including public meetings and neighborhood concerns. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we hereby request the Penfield Building Committee to present options that definitively respond to and incorporate specific suggestions as proposed by the residents at these two aforementioned public hearings, as well as letters, emails, and other correspondences that members of the PBC may have received from the public during the committee's tenure, including any public comment provided at the PBC's regular meetings. Any such PBC-approved plans presented to the RTM for consideration and approval shall offer additional options in response to resident input, including, but not limited to, the following publicly expressed concerns. I'll just list them here. Flood mitigation, natural coastal berms, options for a smaller footprint, options for no rebuild, plan to include defined purpose of the rebuild, and options that minimize the town's financial outlay to no more above and beyond its insurance deductible. That's the body.
Any comments or questions from members of the body?
Is this before us?
Yes. They presented you with the resolution, a sense of the body resolution as read by the maker.
Is there, we have to accept it or not?
No. It's under new business. New business, under item number 11. I think it was. Maybe I'm mistaken, but the First Selectman just asked me if this needed to be added as a new item on the agenda. And I looked to my parliamentarian to say, what's the step we needed that maybe I missed? Okay, so let's take a step back. We have a new item to add to the agenda. It needs a 2/3 vote, so all in favor of adding a new item, sense of the body resolution, signify. Can we do this by a voice vote? 2/3 vote? Sure. I'm sorry. I did. I apologize. We have to certainly come to the microphone.
Unless an item is put on the agenda prior to the meeting, which it was not, it has to be voted, 2/3 vote to get it on the agenda, even as, no matter what the item is, in this case it's sense of the body. So we need to have a 2/3 vote to approve the discussion of this item Then, when we vote, it's a simple majority vote to pass the sense of the body, which has really no effect on anything other than what we feel and what we think. Maybe it will serve as guidance and, input into the whole process, but it doesn't carry any weight, doesn't necessarily put into effect anything.
Is there a discussion to the decision to vote yes or no as whether or not it can be added? Or is the discussion after? The discussion is after.
The discussion's,
Discussion, we either vote up or down to add it?
it's two-thirds vote. That's sort of that's the cross-check there. Yeah. Check my rules. You're suspending the rule. Yeah, you're suspending the rules. It's a two-thirds vote to add an agenda item. You're not suspending any rules. You're just suspending the rules. Well, you're just adding an item. So it's therefore a two-thirds vote. You would label it as suspending the rules or adding an agenda.
Okay, as I just understood that, and I thank you very much for your wise counsel. Why, certainly. Let's take a 5-minute break, take a step back so I can learn and understand the procedural error that I might have missed. So 5 minutes. I need a motion to suspend the rules to add a new item to the agenda. So I have a maker of the motion. Representative Pontrelli is the maker of the motion. Do I have a second to add this new item? Representative Donovan. This is a two-thirds vote to add a new item to discussion to the agenda. So all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All righty, I knew you'd make me do this. Representative Hochberg, Dean. Donovan, no. Newman. How did I forget that? Gerber, Walk, Schwartz, Marks, Zezima, Gottlieb, Marmion, Josh, how could I forget? Garshgoff, Hopkins, back row. Okay, Smay, O'Brien. I'm missing Cindy Waldron. All right. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. How do you do? Yes, I did. Oh, thank you, Bill. The item to add the fails. Okay. The final vote was 25 to 15 to 1. The item fails. Okay. We find ourselves at the end of our meeting. Representative Iacono. Why not? We all have had a break. Oh, let's get this on the road.
Well, since we're getting out of here so quickly, I thought we should do something fun. Pamela Iacono, District 9. I just wanted to take a moment and show everyone Fairfield Magazine. Here's a plug. I don't work for them. And our town hero, who is our RTM clerk and also our town clerk, featured in this month's magazine. So if you haven't read it, please pick up a copy and check out Betsy Brown all dressed up. And I just want to say thank you for all your work on the 375th anniversary. And a couple pages over, you can see our probate judge, too. But I really got up here to brag about our clerk. So, thanks.
Thank you, Representative Iacono. Motion to adjourn?
That's for you.
Oh, Representative Ambrose, followed by Representative Marks. That was a lovely photo.